Hi, so welcome to the second video for the Wim Hof inspired breathing. What we're going to do here is I will go through one round of the normal Wim Hof breathing. We would usually then do 3 to 5 rounds of this. And then the last round, so if you do 5, the 6th round, I usually do 3, so it would be my 4th round, will be with push-ups. So we will have a break in between the video, and the push-ups will be at the end. So right now we are going to go through a few notes on what might happen during the breathing, what you might feel, and then do one round together. So what you might notice when you're doing the breathing exercises is that you want to swallow in between, which means you would have to stop the breathing process in order to swallow. That's okay, because we're building up so much oxygen in our system that if your throat gets a bit dry because we're doing a lot of the breathing with our mouth, no problem, just go ahead and swallow. If that happens where I feel that sensation, just for the video, I might also do it so you can see it. If you can hold off for the 60 seconds that we want to do this breathing, then go ahead and try to hold off. But then you might notice while you're holding your breath, you then need to swallow. Swallowing while you're holding your breath is also okay. You're not taking in any oxygen because your mouth is closed. So whatever is there, you have. So by swallowing, you're not giving yourself more oxygen or cheating. You're actually just making your throat feel better, so you end up not coughing, which would then prevent you from continuing the breath hold of the exercise. So swallowing is fine. And when you see me holding my breath, you will see me rocking back and forth here a little bit, maybe closing my eyes. Closing your eyes is cool because it takes your eye off the camera, which I have here, which we will be using, and or the camera, the timer, I'm sorry. But also by rocking back and forth, I have a lower tight back because of my scoliosis. So I notice often when I just do this, as I'm holding my breath, I get a very nice stretch and it's relaxing for me. So between the swallowing and a little bit of moving during the breathing exercises, that is totally fine. Don't worry about it. And if you have questions on exactly how you're supposed to proceed and what you're supposed to do and some common mistakes that might be made, check out your PDF because I go through all of them there. All right, so here we go. I've got my phone here. I'm going to go ahead and use the timer here because what we want is we want to do it for 60 seconds. So I'm just going to literally use the stopwatch here. I will go ahead and breathe for the 60 seconds, and then I will show you at the 60, reset it, and then I will hold my breath as long as possible. Usually within the Wim Hof breathing, we breathe in like a super breath for 15 seconds. However, I'm going to hold mine as long as possible, and I suggest doing the same. If you feel like you're going to faint or dizzy or anything like this, go ahead and stop. It's not a problem, but I like to hold mine as long as possible to really extend the duration of the entire exercise. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start our first set. And remember, proper breathing with your diaphragm. So here we go, 60 seconds. Alright, so that first round was 2 minutes and 30 seconds with the breath hold and the breathing. One thing I forgot to mention, which is also in the PDF, is it's very important not to let all of your air out. So you don't want to breathe all the way in and let it all out. We need the CO2 and the O2 balance to become a bit uneven. So that's why it's so important you breathe much more in and just let the air out. Other than that, I think I went over all the notes. So now we would continue with 2, 3, 4 sets. And then the last set, which we will go over after this break, will be the same thing, but while you're holding the breath, the push-ups. Okay, so here we go. Usually there would be no break or talking in between. You would go completely through. But right now, just so you understand what I'm doing, I'm going to go for 1 more minute again. I'm going to set the clock. And then when I hold my breath, I like to get out slowly into the push-up position to extend my hips. You will notice the entire time my breath is being held. I'm going to go through as many push-ups as I can. If I hit the wall of my chest, like of my muscles, before I do with my air, which I usually do, then I will come back, I will sit like this, and I will hold my breath as long as I can. After, I will continue to have the timer going. I'm always curious to see how long I'm able to go after the push-ups, with the push-ups, everything combined. And then I breathe in again, and I try to get to that, the highest mark as possible. I can't remember if I usually make it to 230 like my first round, but we will see. So here we go, let's set the clocks. And I begin my 60-second breathing. Alright, so my record, or my time, not my record, was total 1 minute and 18 seconds. So you can see it's much less than the 2 minutes and 30 seconds. It's because you're using the stored up oxygen in your body to do those push-ups. So my personal routine every morning is I do 3 rounds of breathing, and then the 4th round of breathing, I do my push-ups. And then after, when you feel a bit lightheaded, I like to close my eyes, breathe very deep, breathe out, nose, mouth, both, and I try to meditate just for 5 minutes actually. Many people will tell you meditation for 5 minutes is pointless. It's not. No meditation is pointless. But for those 5 minutes, I just try to focus on the darkness of my eyes, or really just feel every piece of my breath in and out. And then after, I begin with my day. So look for the next video now, where we will discuss breathing in stressful situations or putting yourself in a stressful position in order to continue breathing exercises and why we think that is important.